Hello, this is African View with me, Yodit Admasu. In this edition, we are going to talk about African business. How is it evolving? What kind of interactions are going on between African business people? And to talk about this, the business that is especially in the East African region, I am joined by a businessman from Sudan. Please introduce yourself and tell us what kind of business you are engaged in.
Okay, thank you. And about this chance, this is a good chance for me and for Sudanese businessman. You have work in Ethiopia. My name is engineer Nouhizy Mohammed. He work in we have engineering company and consultancy office in Sudan. And there is also the manufacturing, the water tanks in Sudan and some plastic PP or PE for the food grades of plastic. For all the industry of foods and industry for water tanks.
Okay.
Or for water generators. Yeah.
That's interesting. We'll talk about the water tanks and your company, the engineering company. But first, I want to talk about business as a general in Africa and particularly in East Africa. How is it evolving? How are the countries interacting with each other?
Because the businessman in Africa, before there is a negotiation, we discuss many things about this. And there is a many requests from the government between all the African countries about we need the facilities between, like between Ethiopia and Sudan. And there is all the businessmen in Sudan or Ethiopia who look about the facility to give it from two sides, from Ethiopia and Sudan. And easy to about like a transfer of money, like which is facility we give it from two countries for the businessman for Ethiopian or for the businessman from Sudan come to Ethiopia to invest and to do many things. There is have many peoples and many problems. We see about the if not going fast, it's not going as the roads is the right roads. But we look at for the solve with all the problem, assume for the definite for the two countries and the businessman is a very big one, but now till you use it about only 5%.
Okay, so can you say that the main problem that the business people, especially for example in Ethiopia and Sudan, the problem that they face is problem of currency, because both of them, in order to interact, they have to have a dollar.
The currency, this is all the problem in Sudan and Ethiopia together. But there is have another solution. It will be the businessman, if we doing the meeting back to back, it will be we have a solve it, and after that we can writing the papers to the two government for Ethiopia and Sudan and how to solve it. Like the many countries now is we have the transportation from Sudan to Ethiopia is the cost is very low, and also the Sudan there is have a port. It's easy for Ethiopia to use the Sudan port if the regulation and everything is not communicated. Easy to do it for this, and also this is for Ethiopia. There is have many benefits. It will be from Sudan, and there is a transfer of knowledge, transfer of experience, transfer of materials. We see now the constructions site in Ethiopia, there is a develop is going is a fast. If you see now in Addis Ababa, there is many towers. It will be with going up. We need this is many things. It will be we can import through Sudan and through all the companies of Sudanese, and there is a transfer of knowledge and transfer of which is technology we use it. It's easy, and also if you look at by SDG or peers for the money between Sudan and Ethiopia, it's easy for businessman and easy also to doing is a fast. But if you're waiting about the hard currency, if you see like this, it will be Sudan. All we now we need the Sudan. There is the American embargo. It's not easy to do the transfer from out Sudan. And also if you want to receive from Ethiopia to Sudan, it's not easy also through. If you go through bank and the international transfer, it'll exit. For solve this is a problem. It will be for all Sudanese businessmen and Sudanese the businessmen of Ethiopia to look, and we sit with the government for solve about how to get the way about easy to do all the material to income from Sudan and also from Ethiopia to Sudan. There is many agricultural products. It will be from Ethiopia and easy to come to Sudan and also to solve a lot of problem between two countries and the definite for, or definitely for the two countries and the population and the businessman, also the relationship is good more than which is now.
Okay, so like you said, most the infrastructure is already there.
Yeah.
The road to Sudan, from Ethiopia to Sudan, is already there. You have the port, the Sudanese port,
Yeah.
which is easy access also for Ethiopia to use the port. The only problem that you said is the currency and some kind of strategy that the two governments can work together and put in place so business people can
solve the problem. And also the short way of the regulations. If you know the Ethiopian, you want to use the Sudan port, there is the many communicates. It's better of Sudanese for solve all the material to come to Ethiopian is easy and go the fast one.
So
all we look about the time, yes. All we look about the time. There is a problem now is the time and the procedures. The procedure of the documents and all it will be we take them and sometimes. But if we sit the government and we negotiate it, it will be we can do everything is fast and also the transportation from port of Sudan to Ethiopia is easy and the cost also is low. It will be the definite for two countries. It's not only for Ethiopia, it's for Sudan and Ethiopia together, and all the businessmen in Sudan and Ethiopia will be we get the definite as soon.
Okay, that's one point that the government, I'm sure, would take from this, to address this kind of problems.
Yeah.
For example, in Ethiopia, they have started one window kind of a service for investment and others. So I think the Sudanese ports should also look into that kind of service to facilitate the business people like yourself. And also, I want to talk about, you have mentioned about the business opportunities, the engineering and the agriculture. What other opportunities are there for Sudan and Ethiopia, business opportunities to interact with each other?
The opportunities is many in Sudan. Sudan there is the good experience is manpower or the engineers, and which is we have there is many. It's easy to transfer the knowledge from Sudan to Ethiopia and different also from Ethiopia to Sudan. This is just we need, now the Sudan there is a new government, but all now we look about the new government, it will be there is a solve, and already we talk about the new relationship with all the country and especially about the African and Ethiopians and all. It will be the relationship is go more and more and especially from last time. And last time there is a tech is many times, and there is which is all the government there is a good many people, and all the benefits go by the personal one. But now it's look at about the country. It will be there is a new good regulation for Sudan and for African countries all.
Yeah. I think there's also a continental free trade agreement that's going on. Maybe when it's practiced, a lot of Africans can easily interact with each other with no tariff and other barriers.
We need all the regulation for all. We have like a commission, but how to active this is a regulation and you use this is a which is we have it, we use it or we make it the update and we adjust it, which is a problem. If we accept it from Ethiopian government and Sudan government, we use peers and SDG, it will be very good for all.
Yeah, the two countries.
And easy, yes, between two countries. And between there is a very very easy to transport between Sudan to Ethiopia and Ethiopia to Sudan. I think this is about 10 hours and 12 hours it will be the truck is arrive in Addis Ababa, and also in Sudan it's about 12 hours it's arrive in Khartoum. And easy to mobilize and demobilize from Khartoum and Addis Ababa. It is easy and it's not difficult, but it's a problem about the regulation and about the software about the how to save the money between peer and SDG.
So the government people, the finance people have to sit down and figure out how the two currencies can work. This is a
request from any businessman from Ethiopia and Sudan also together. We require apart from the government, we look as soon about this. Definitely there is have many solutions for two countries and definite for the private sectors also. And there is a big benefit for economy for Ethiopia and economy for Sudan also. Now there is all the Gulf areas, there is a focus upon the animals or lambs from Ethiopia and Sudan together. If you make a joint, it will be there is have a good price for two countries for exports the lambs and
Yeah,
animals.
if the two countries work together. Yeah.
And also there is a many agriculture projects also to be there is Sudan and Ethiopia together. If you make it like a free zone is between Sudan and Ethiopia, it's easy to control the price for all, which is we protect from Sudan and Ethiopia together. It will be the product and we be the one price for which is we have it products.
That's really a good idea, and I think the two people, Sudanese and Ethiopian, they have a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would be difficult for them to work together as one. Do you?
Yes, but the problem about how to use it, the regulation. You know, we need to solve about the problem between office in between Sudan and Ethiopia and the manpowers, and we need to injections more regulations about Sudanese product and Ethiopian products. For everything is going easier.
Okay, that's really interesting, and I'm sure it's going to work out well for the two countries.
If we solve with it, it will be, Ethiopia there is have a Djibouti and another country, and easy to work it. And also Sudan there is have another country, it's easy to open the channels between all the Africans.
Yeah, so
and networks.
Sudan and Ethiopia can set an example.
There is have a good. There is have a good position for the Africans.
So they can set a good example to the other countries where they can join in and follow
and easy
things.
also and easy to transportation to another country like through Sudan and like through Ethiopia. It's easy, but we need how to sit and we put a regulation. And also there is a request from the United African. It will be there is a good regulation from him also for solve all the problem between Africans country.
Okay, that's really interesting, Nouhizy. And now let's talk about your company. You have an engineering company.
Okay, so my company is engineering company who works in the water treatment plant and sewage treatment plant. And there is have a good experience and design and constructions for the water treatment plants, and also there is a construction sites. Also, it's my engineering company. There is have another site for the consultants company, and also there is a make design and bill of quotation and management of the construction management. Also, we have it at sites like this. And there is another site, the manufacturing. There is a manufacturer's water tank from HDPE. And the GRP water tank, the agency and manufacturing in Sudan also. And I look at about the develop the water tank in Sudan, in Ethiopia, in Addis Ababa, with some parts here, and already we find some parts here. It will be we do it. There is a lot of problem for all the towers and all the cities and about drink safe water. The water's life. And it's, we have,
so what kind of products do you have?
The product I look about the GRP. GRP, this is a glass refreshment panel. This is a type of technologies from Japanese and transferred to South Korea. Now there is have an agency and manufacture under license to South Koreans in Sudan. There is the type of water tank. There is a easy to assembly and easy to clean and easy to maintenance. And also the guarantees it's 10 years of the product. The lifetime of the product also is about 50 years. Yes, this is a very good product for drink waters. And also there is a use in the towers and hotels and all. For there is a for firefighting and all. It will be used underground and the bedroom, in the basement, or the roof, or the top. There is also there is a different size from 2,000 liters up to 1 million, up to millions cubic meters. It's easy to read for the village and all.
So when it is assembled, it does not leak?
Yeah, it's not leak. Yes, there is have all the technologies. There is have a solvent for all, and we have in Sudan. It's many project now is running more than 10 years. It will be the business in Sudan, and also in the technology. It will be we use it more than 12 or 15 years in Japan or South Korea.
Okay, one of the problems or the questions that people ask is, with this kind of tankers, with a lot of water containing tankers, like you say 1 million, it is easy to be contaminated.
No, it's not to contaminate the water tank. Already there is a insulated, and after the treatment, it will be possible to use. It's a raw water or treat waters, and also if you want, if we have you use is a sewage water. Also there is a have a type for sewage waters or for sanitaries. Also there is a have a type for raw waters. But this is depends upon which is the refreshment inside or outside, and this is depends upon which is the application. But easy for clean or for maintenance or for assembly, you know, the tank is important for the panels. After the panels, we assemble it on site, and there is a use also in the firefightings for towers and hotels and all, hospitals, bank, all it will be for firefighting. It's easy, and the potable water and drink water, all it will be we can use here.
So you also provide the treatments and...
Yeah, about the treatment, there is a design. This it depends about which is the water contamination, and it will be analysis, which is the raw water analysis. After that, we look about which is the application of waters. If you want to drink, I will advise about how to treat, and which is the plan to be treated. This depends about the analysis of waters and the capacity we require from the customized, and it's different from.
So what made you get into this kind of business, you know, water tanker providing? Is it the shortage of water in your country, or?
It's my country. It's not my country. There is any building, it will be we need to save waters. There is a, you know, there is a network of city. It's very important to save waters, and after that any building, and we need for firefightings or we need for utilities like hotels and like bank and like which is apartment. It will be we need the utilities waters. As any calculation of the design of the building, there is a water for utilities and water for firefighting. It's better we make a water tank. The roof, someone we make it in the roof, someone will make it in the basement, and someone we use is the two basement and the roof. There is sometimes the city of water, there is have a problem in the plant. All the shutdown. If the hotel is closed, it's not closed. It's better we have a safe water for 24 hours. If you have any emergency in the city waters, it will be we can. It's not close your room and not close everything.
So can we use it for swimming?
A swimming pool?
If it is portable, and if you can open the top one, maybe.
No, I said no. This is only for saving waters.
For saving waters.
Yeah, for saving waters. Yes.
Okay. Now let's go to the construction. African countries, not only Ethiopia but other African countries, they are turning their head towards China or India for construction.
Yeah.
When we have, like you said, engineers in Sudan and construction engineers.
There is a very big constructions company in Sudan and Ethiopia, and also there is a lot of engineers. You know, in Sudan there is have a lot of universities. Until there is a very big 5 universities in the capital city, Khartoum University, Sudan University, Islamic universities, and this is there is many engineers. It will be, and there is a many experience about the construction side until to design of the buildings and all. We have good knowledge for this. And easy to transfer to Ethiopia.
So why are we turning to?
But this is using Chinese. I look about this is the regulation of the government together for Sudan on Ethiopia. It's better. There is, if you use the contractors, is the foreign like a Chinese or from any West country, it's better until to transfer the know-how, the work jointly with the local company for transfer the knowledge like this. Yeah, it's a very important. The government from Sudan and Ethiopia to put is a very hard regulation for all the contractors. The construction is not difficult; it's easy, and the equipment is also easy. But if you got the Sudanese or Ethiopians jobs one by one, it will be we can transfer the experience. If it's not trust the company between Sudanese and Ethiopians, it will be we give the Chinese, but at least with the joint with which is a local company for transfer. With the Chinese we have, it will be we transfer the local one. Until there is a young engineers, we need how to train and how to do and how to calculation and everything and how to do the management of the building and the construction of the on site. Yeah.
Okay, that's really good. So we have to get a chance for the local manpower, for local
yeah.
talent first before we go to
For,
something
for
else.
engineers, yeah, exactly. And there is many engineers now I see in Ethiopia or in Sudan. Yeah. We need how to get a job and how to use the program of management, and we do everything together. But if we don't touch with the foreign, like a Chinese or which is foreign construction company, how to do the transfer and how to do like this. It's better there is a put regulation from the government. Any contractors company come to Sudan or come to Ethiopia, but it's no problem. But jointly with the local company, and we give him which is the staff by the percentage, and this is depends about which is the capital of the project. Yeah, we use the local manpower from engineers and manpower, and which is one. Yeah.
Okay, that's really good.
Yeah.
So, what do you see in the future? You know, the Ethiopian and Sudanese business people, the countries.
The future is a very good future for Sudan and for Ethiopia. They have a lot of resource from Sudan. For Ethiopia till now I cannot use. But the problem now for the regulation from the two government is a very important. The last time we listened to the news, there is have a good speak from Minister Abu Ahmed and about we use all the facilitation from Sudan. And also now we look about the new government from Sudan. It will be, there is a new relationship. It will be also there is a good regulation about Ethiopians. And we solve all the problem between the businessman from Sudan and Ethiopia.
Okay.
We look about this. This is a very important. Yeah. It's as soon also so we solve it, it will be there is have a lot of resource for two countries and from manpower and resource of economy. If you use it together, it will be there is a benefit for two countries and for all the businessmen in Sudan and Ethiopia. And we got to the good thing. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Nouhizy. That's very interesting topic that we have. And if you have anything else that you'd like to add to the business community, to the government? Just
also, there is a very important things. All the media is a very important. It's not only about the regulation for the government and the businessman. The media also is a very important. We're introduced to visit Sudan. There is have a lot of things in Sudan, and we make a joint with the media of Sudanese and Ethiopian for we know which is Ethiopia we need and which is Sudan we need. This is a very important from your side. The media, you know, there is a number 3 of the government, all the government. Yes. There is government and the media is a very important. Yeah, it's all the advertise. Yeah. It will be there is we can see in at soon between Sudan and Ethiopia. We need a lot of requirement from Sudan and from your sides also. If you have
media exchange programs.
Media exchange programs between
the two countries.
Between two countries, it will be we know what we need and how there is have many informations for the business from Ethiopia and Sudan and easy to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, it's really important that journalists get involved in this kind of endeavors because they are the one to promote each other's facilities that there is, the business opportunities. Is through the media that all this information is reached towards the business people, the government, and the others. So media, like you said, has a lot of role to play in this and the African continent have free trade agreements and bringing the African countries together.
The opportunity of media is very important. Yeah, it's very important for. We know what is we have in Ethiopia, we know what is we have in Sudan. This is a very important, and we need also how to push it. This it will be we solve it many problems for the businessmen.
Yes.
Yeah.
We hope so. And thank you very much for coming here, dear audience. Like you have heard, Mr. Nouhizy, a businessman and engineer from Sudan, has explained to us about his experiences, his thoughts about what should be done by the government and the regulatory bodies of the two countries in order to better enhance and facilitate the business relationship between the two countries. So that's all that we have for this edition of Africa View with me, Yodit Admasu. Till next time, it's goodbye.